months, they've gathered round the table at the McElvoy House, home of the Arvada Historical Society. The mission? To write about another chapter in Arvada's history.
I've got a lot of great material in the 1970s. 1980s as far as what the town was like.
We've done 3 books. They were roughly 40 years apart chronologically. And so those chronologically tell the story of Arvada's origins and growing up. And now it's time to tell the story from about 1976 to roughly 2006.
Author Kim Field will pen the latest book.
I feel absolutely blessed to be working with this committee, and I'll tell you why. These people are the movers and shakers that guided Arvada during this time period from 1976. It's fascinating to have their insights, their memories, and their explanations of what really happened.
Do it in Arvada, I thought was interesting.
The book will be created not just simply from that committee, but the author will be reaching out further into the community to interview people and to seek other resources, photographs, etc., for the book.
One of the things that I'm still looking for is those cultural guides who will just talk about what it was like to live here.
We're interested in artifacts all the time that people have, photographs, personal stories of growing up in Arvada, from kids, teenagers, from older folks who lived in the community, from newcomers. We're really wanting to reach out and capture all those stories.
This is a part of Arvada's history from 1979 when Rocky Flats was in the news and people were protesting. They were either for it or against it. This particular person was against it. This is the kind of memorabilia that Arvadans have, maybe in their basements or in their closets, that would be very useful to the Historical Society in general and also to illustrate this book.
Writing a book is a long process, but already Kim has a feel for how Arvada found its voice in the larger community during those decades.
Arvada could have become merely another boomburg, a sprawling suburb on the outskirts of Denver. But that didn't happen in Arvada. Instead, Arvada became a vibrant community with a treasured city core, Old Town Arvada, that's beloved not only here in Arvada, but also a magnet within the metro area.
And of course, 76 with the Arvada Center was a significant addition as far as bringing together the community. 1980s was very significant to approve. They had a vote to approve the urban renewal. And then as economics became better, they brought in Home Depot and Costco, and so they really made a change in complexion of the new town. And then once that was done, they made significant contributions to Old Town.
Sounds simple enough, but still, it was an evolution, and it's a challenge to summarize 4 decades of growth.
One of the challenges over that time period was how do we grow and change and improve the quality of life here and play a role in the greater metro area as one of those larger communities. One of the things that I think is critically important for the future of Arvada that would not have happened but for some of the things that happened in the 1990s is RTD and fast tracks. And it was controversial whether the legislature should put this 7-county tax increase to allow RTD to put that tax increase to build fast tracks on the ballot. But we had every single mayor, and the county commissioner group was equally supportive, that said we support fast tracks. And to me, that is probably one of the most lasting, really positive things that we did during that time period.
There were other developments from 1976 to 2006. 2 new high schools, the Apex Center, adding ball fields at Lutz Stanger and Long Lake Ranch.
But one service that seems to be really deeply rooted here is the whole thing with youth sports.
It's hard to find another community that can rival us on those kinds of things now. So that's another example of something that we saw a need and we realized we had to do something about it, and we were able to put coalitions and partnerships together to do that.
The Historical Society and Committee want the book to be more than a collection of facts. They want it to be a story cherished by everyone in the community. If you have artifacts, stories, or photographs that you would like to share, the Arvada Historical Society would love to hear from you. You can call them at 303-431-1261 or contact them through their website at arvadahistory.org.